Good evening. We promised to bring you along on our adventure, and we haven't even made it yet to Charles's mom and stepdad's house, but we did want to send you a quick update. So here's what we've been up to for the last week. Good morning. We woke up in Connecticut today, spent yesterday visiting family, and my hair is gone. I got my mom to chop it off so I wouldn't have to deal with it while traveling. So it feels kind of weird to leave our property behind for such a long time, and we have mixed feelings about that, but we also haven't had a chance to travel much since we got the RV, and so we're really looking forward to spending quite a lot of time on the road, and especially to spending a lot of time in one place, which is a way that we've really been curious about traveling that we haven't had a chance to try yet. Good morning from Pennsylvania. We just stayed overnight at a Boondockers Welcome.
Boondockers Welcome is a bunch of places to stop for the night. Individuals who provide places for people to stop and park overnight, but it's very, very economical, and if you can find places along your route, it's a nice, easy spot to stop for the night.
It's November 1st. We thought we were fleeing the winter, but in western Pennsylvania, it looks like it caught up with us. One thing about the way we travel is that we do have friends and family in a lot of different places in the country. So we will visit some of my friends in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Texas on our route. And in between, we're looking for affordable places to stay. We've booked a few state park campgrounds, and Charles has a lot of family in the Midwest.
So we'll be stopping at my family in Missouri and Kansas.
Welcome to Ohio.
Are you going to have a good day here while we go out exploring? See you in a few hours.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Jungle Gems.
If you're wondering what this strange place might be, it's not an amusement park, it's a grocery store. And it's famous for having a huge selection of foods from around the world, but also some over-the-top decorating. I remembered it from when I lived in southwestern Ohio, but Charles had never been. Good morning. We are 1 week into our trip, and we have just crossed into Illinois. So we're taking the slow road to Charles's mom's house in Missouri. And we've been visiting people along the way. We've learned a few things about dragging our travel trailer across the country. One of the things that we've learned is that it's actually a little bit more complicated visiting people when you have your home in tow. You have to ask them ahead of time and study the Google Street View to figure out if you might fit in their driveway or if you might be able to get away with parking in their street for a night or two. It's been nice to have our own bed to sleep in. And one of the things that's actually pretty fun about traveling to visit people is that you see the sights in places that you never knew there were sights to see. Like yesterday in Evansville, Indiana, we saw the oldest old growth forest that is preserved within a city limits. We went to a
Landing ship tank, LST.
landing ship tank that was used for D-Day during World War II, among other things, and is still operational and is also a museum. So
only one left that is still operational. And they take it on a tour once a year up and down rivers.
And in the meantime, it's parked on the Ohio River where people can come aboard and get a guided tour of the ship.
These ships were designed to be completely out of water and docked on the beaches when landings happen. So up here we can fit anywhere between 18 to 30 wheeled vehicles or light tracks, so like half tracks or small bulldozers. Like that Jeep right there, that is actually a 1940s Willys Jeep that was actually used in World War II. One of our volunteers, if you heard my radio go off, Chris, that's actually his personal Jeep that he restored and drives on board every weekend. For the guys on the 325, as far as the soldier goes, this was pretty much a one-way ticket for them. These guys never made it back home, because we were part of D-Day. We made 44 trips over from England to Normandy during D-Day itself, which I will talk about briefly. When we talk about D-Day, though, June 6th, that's what we associate D-Day with, but it was actually more than just one day. It was a full week. So that full week, we took 44 trips back and forth. The mannequin in the picture on the very top right of that gray board is the same woman. Her name is Evelyn W. Cox. Evelyn was the first female welder here in Evansville, Indiana to weld on LST. So those 30,000 employees I was talking about here at the Evansville shipyard, 98.5% of them were the women, because when the men went off to serve, it was the women that took over the workforce.
We're still ironing out the kinks in our new traveling system. One of the best things about having our home with us is waking up and being able to eat our own breakfast in our own kitchen, make coffee just like as if we were at home, and get the day started. One of the unexpectedly hardest things about the way we're traveling is lunch, because we're traveling for 4, 5, 6 hour days, definitely through the lunch hour. And what we've been doing is snacking on nuts and fruit and things like that in the car instead of having real lunch. You would think that you would be able to pull over, prepare your lunch in the trailer, have a nice little break, and get back on the road again.
Which you could if you wanted to spend the time to do it.
We could do that, but then it would be a 7.5, 8 hour travel day, which is starting to feel long, which is what we wanted to avoid. So we get to the lunch hour and all of our stuff is stowed in the kitchen. We would need to unpack the whole kitchen and then repack it, and then we would need to put it all away again to get going again. But even harder than that, the cats hate being in their carriers. Yep, I'm coming for you. And we don't want to just take them out of the carriers and let them run around for half an hour and put them back in the carriers, because that just seems cruel. But it also seems cruel to leave them in the carriers while we take an hour break. So, we haven't quite got lunch figured out.
jealous.